The Athletic is back at it again. Just kind of stirring the pot. This reporter right here, I don't even know who he is. I never know who half of these reporters are because they have so many Athletic correspondents out there. But when things hit national media, news wires, when we have NBC Sports writing upon this, let me read it to you. The Athletic, Tashawn Reed believes that Raiders running back Raheem Mostert will be the primary third down back in LV. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm shaking in my boots. Oh my God. What are we going to do? We were duped. We were duped into thinking that Ashton Jeanty, the best running back prospect to come out of college, maybe ever, but at least since Barry Sanders, that is a PPR gold mine. Just a PPR gold mine. Shaking in my boots by this NBC report. I always tell you guys, you might as well, Travis is right, might as well cut Jeanty right now. I think you might as well this is a good point. 2 down back, overrated. Cut him. Just release him right now. I don't know if you guys know this, but when, I believe this is correct math. I think we're mathing here. I believe when Mostert was a rookie, I believe Jeanty was 11 years old. if my mathing is correct. I believe that's correct. I think Jeanty was 11 years old when Mostert was in Jeanty's shoes right now. Just cut him.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Breaking news, Ashton Jeanty may have lost his job. Ashton Jeanty, according to an Athletic report reported by NBC Sports, has lost the third down duties already. Raheem Mostert brought his walker out onto the field, threw it over to the side like Forrest Gump, breaking those splints off, and Mostert started dragging his left leg, which doesn't work anymore, dragging his left leg down the field, caught a football. He caught a football, and the report seems to mean that Jeanty's lost his third down work. Now, let me tell you something. Go to our Ashton Jeanty profile. This is one of the best pass catching backs to come out of college in the last 10 years. He's one of the best running back prospects to come out of college in the last 10 years. But let me tell you something. Just looking at his skill set, and remember, he wasn't asked to do a lot of catching last year because he was busy running for 26.01, 7 yards per carry, and 29 touchdowns. He was a little busy. He was a little busy running the ball last year. And when a oblivious Oscar comes in and says, well, he didn't catch many passes last year. 23 catches for 138-1. Doesn't sound like a receiving back to me. Well, Steven, you might want to look a little bit deeper into the numbers, Steven, because when he wasn't on break Barry Sanders' record campaign in 2024, rushing for 26.01 and 29 touchdowns. Didn't have a lot of time. Didn't have time for Bed Bath & Beyond, little Home Depot. He didn't have time. He was busy. But in 2023, when he still ran for a very respectable 1347, 6.1 a carry, and 14 rushing touchdowns, he did have time. And what he did with said time was magnificent. What he did with said time was catch 43 college footballs in 1 year, rushing for 569 receiving for 569 college receiving yards and catching 5 college receiving touchdowns. This is a wide receiver skill set right here. So, you come in and you tell me, okay, Mostert, old man Mostert, who when he was a mother freaking rookie Mostert when he was a rookie. When he was a rookie, Jeanty was 11. 11 years old. You telling me we should be shaking in our boots? Look, you might say, Smitty, why even live on this? Because it's hitting news wires. I'm getting when I start getting DMs, when I start getting emails, when Aunt Edna text messages me, what's just going on with Jeanty? Or should we be worried? What do we do with him? You know, or I get a long time buddy text from somebody I haven't heard from for 6 months, and they always just text me when it comes time for the rookie draft or whatever, and they say, should I take Jeanty? Should I trade Jeanty? What should I do with Jeanty? It's my obligation to come out and say, what in the hell are you guys listening to? I mean, NBC shouldn't even post this, but when they do, then I've got to do something about it. Half of the news shows we do, or maybe 40% of them, are just to address the damn elephant in the room that the news wire, whatever, ends up putting on our plate. So the news wires put this on my plate, and I've got people DMing me about this garbage. It's my job to come in, unfortunately, and tackle it and shoot it down. Half of my job is to shoot down damn news reports so that everybody can sleep at night. There's no concern here. What are we doing back there? And BBQ's dropping a $50, and he says, come on, Smitty, come clean. You are running a psyop to tank players, ADP, and what's next? Chase is going to be sharing reps with Yoshi Voss. On to you. Hat tip from Texas on a job well done. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you dropping the $50 hauler. You straight up monster.
$50. Give me $50 holler.
I think maybe BBQ's $50 bold prediction is that Ashton Jeanty gets his 3rd down duties back by midseason. I think that's what your bold prediction is.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
That's bold. That is bold. $50 bold prediction. Ashton Jeanty rips the receiving duties back from Raheem Mostert by mid-season. I don't look, guys. If I had to bet my life that this team's gonna lean on Ashton Jeanty from the jump in terms of catching the ball, I would probably do it. This is a player that has the most unbelievable skill set from top to bottom: rushing, receiving, hunger, contact balance, quickness, just all kinds of things, innate things you can't teach a player. Spatial recognition, ability to hit the hole, know how to pop a run to the outside, when to pop a run to the outside. There's so many things. How he grabs the ball, how he secures the ball, how he does so many different things. Jeanty is elite of the elite. He's by far superior than Mostert on every single level. Maybe Mostert in his prime. And his prime wasn't that long ago, let's be honest, but his prime was so much at the edge of his downfall and his age and capabilities from his body at that age that there's no way he's still in his prime. But his prime in Miami, when he was a 20 touchdown running back, you could probably say that there was a characteristic or two that was maybe still a little bit further advanced than Jeanty, even though Jeanty's capability in that characteristic would eventually surpass Mostert's ability. But you could go back in time and say Mostert was so good at this, it will make sense that they would try and use him. Mostert is not that player anymore. And even if somebody was to say, well, I get what you're saying, Smitty, and let's be honest, let's flip the script a little bit. Why would we be seeing anything if there was nothing to make of this, right? So did this athletic reporter witness Mostert doing some things that would indicate that it's like, hey, let's get Jeanty eased in with learning this and learning that? Because you got to remember, Jeanty's learning the offense. Jeanty's learning the playbook. Not that Mostert isn't, but he's a veteran, and you could see him maybe saying baby steps in June to do this, and this, and then in July, and then in August, and then in September, and then maybe in week 3 or week 2, maybe he does take on more and more and more. But for anybody to think that on 3rd down, come on, Jeanty, get out the field. It's 3rd down. If you think that's how it's going to go, I have a bridge to sell you, an invisible bridge that takes you to Neverland. And I'll give it to you right now for free. You don't even have to buy it. There's no way they're... Come off the field, Jeanty. Come on, let Mostert go on the field. Let the big boys play. There's just no way this is happening. So I think there's something that maybe he's seen where he's like, Mostert's taking a dominant amount of repetitions in a receiving environment or drill, or maybe he's teaching Jeanty on the sideline a few things about pass protection in the NFL. Maybe he's showing Jeanty a few moves. This is probably what's triggering some people to be like, okay, Mostert might be more involved. I think what also happened is that Pete Carroll came out the other day and said he's not relying on one running back. And the way that that affects some people is really odd, because they have this notion that nothing's going to change. You know, we're going to have this player get all the work. I'm sold on Jeanty. There's nobody there. Oh, Mostert's there. I forgot about Mostert. He's old though, right? Okay, I'm all set. And then Pete Carroll comes out and says something like, we're not relying on just one running back. And for some reason, the human condition thinks that Jeanty was getting 450 carries. The human condition has a man wired to think that he's getting all of the touches. And when you say, hey, you're a rookie, you're running the ball 450 times, let's say, plus in LV. In 2025. 450 plus. Jeanty, you don't want Jeanty getting 340 carries. That would be madness. That leaves over 110 carries right there for Mostert or whoever. You don't even want this. In fact, you probably want enough receiving work to the tune of 45 to 55 receptions, probably in a disappointing rookie receiving year for Jeanty, by the way. And that would dumb down the carries to like 250 to maybe 270. Okay? So let's call it the high number of 270. So 270, and we'll add that back to, we'll call it 450. That's 180 carries. 180 carries that are left over for Mostert, who can't carry the ball 180 times. Where do I have room? 180 leftover carries after that. So 250 to 270 is what Jeanty will get. Let's say he gets 270. That leaves 180 carries to equal 450. And this could be a low number, 450. They could run the ball 475, 480. It's stupid. It's stupid. And so he's not even getting 180 carries. Mostert can't stay healthy at 180 carries. So they need another running back. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. Mostert can't even handle the leftover carry total after Jeanty gets 270. They need a third running back now. All of a sudden, this needs to be a three-headed monster. Oh my God, sound the alarm.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
Sound the alarm. Sound the alarm. I don't even know what to do at this point. Do we just rip down all the Jeanty content? Does he just retire at this point? Why would Jeanty even play at this point? He's been so embarrassed. His whole job's been taken away from him. They might need a third running back. This is becoming a disaster. Jeanty can't handle 450 carries. Why did they draft him? Why did they draft him?
You've just been Smitty.
So let's pretend Mostert gets 150 carries. Let's say he somehow stays healthy. Do you really believe that this total here is even remotely close to the ceiling amount of reception work that's going to be going to the RB room? This is light work. This 270, let's call it 270 carries. 270. What do you think a good yard per carry for Jeanty is? 5? If we just say 5 yards per carry, I think he's going to get 5 yards per carry. That's 350. So let's map out what kind of garbage season Jeanty's going to crank out in this damn committee. Jeanty's going to get 270 carries. He's going to get 1350 rushing. on 5 yards a carry. Well, 5.0, so you guys know 5.0 yards per carry. He's going to get, let's call it, what did Bucky have receiving last year? Let's ask Kruger. Kruger, how many receptions did Bucky Irving have in 2024?
Bucky Irving had 47 receptions for 392 yards.
392. Let's give him the same number. 47 receptions for, we'll call it 390 and 3 TDs. I don't know if Kruger's going to know this information. Travis, are you able to... I don't know if Travis can look this up. Kruger, how many total receptions did the entire running back room get in Tampa Bay last year in the 2024 season?
In the 2024 season, the Tampa Bay running backs had a total of 51 receptions. Let me know if you need it.
That can't be right. Somebody look up how many receptions the average running back room has in some total. Maybe Kruger, what are the average number of receptions an entire running back room has in the NFL from year to year? All of the running backs combined. What is the total number of receptions?
It varies from team to team. On average, an NFL team's running back room usually brings in around 80 to 100 receptions per season. It can definitely fluctuate depending on the offensive scheme and the personnel.
All right, so see if that's accurate. 80 to 100. So 80 to 100 receptions. We'll have to see. Tampa Bay at 107 says Freezy. Travis is looking that up as well. So 107. Let's just replicate the Tampa Bay Buck running back room. So 107. You're talking about Jeanty pulling in 47 of 107. So that leaves 60 more. That leaves 180 carries. Right over here. 180 carries and 60 receptions to be divvied up for Mostert and the other running backs. Can Mostert run the ball 180 times? Thank you. Travis confirmed Freezy. Freezy and Travis both on the money with 107. 180 carries are left over for Mostert, who can't handle that. 60 receptions is left for Raheem Mostert. He can't handle that. If Jeanty gets cheated out of the workload, only has 270 carries for 1350, only has 47 receptions for 390 and 3 TDs, and probably has anywhere between, I would say, 12 to 15 rushing TDs. So, and you could say that my TD rushing number is high. I don't care. But I think that you add 3 to, probably let's put 13. If we said somewhere in the middle, 13.5 TDs rushing. So 13, 16 total touchdowns, 17 total touchdowns, certainly in the cards. This guy's garbage. 17 total touchdowns, 1350 plus 390 is 17. So 1,700. Jeanty's going to have 1,740 total yards, 17 TDs, and 47 receptions. Trash. Absolute straight trash. 47. Yeah. That's trash. Jeanty will end up with 1,740 yards, 43 receptions, and 17 total TDs in this committee, this massive committee, this potentially 3 running back committee over in LV. Cut him.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Raheem Mostert, let me just give you Raheem Mostert projections. If I had to guess at his current age of 75 years old, I would probably say Mostert gets you at most 300 to 400 rushing yards. He'll break at some point, so we'll call this rushing. I would say 20 to 29 receptions if he stays healthy as can be. So clearly not that 60, 70 reception amount that's left over. Somebody needs to grab another 20 or 15 receptions. And keep in mind, Bucky had of 107, Bucky had 47. So the ratio of a starting running back, and he was unleashed a little later, probably I would say is about 50% roughly. If I had to completely guess, an elite running back, probably that catches a lot of balls, probably in the 50 to 58% range of grabbing the sum total of all of the team's receptions in the backfield. So 107, if Bucky had started the whole season, I bet he gets 65. I bet Bucky Irving got 65 receptions last year if he started week 1 through 17. So it makes sense that about 55 to 58% of whatever the Raiders end up delivering to the running back in terms of receptions, 58, 55, 59% will go to Jeanty. So if they throw 102 balls times 50, or let's just keep the math. Well, no, we'll do the math complicated. 102 balls times we'll call it 0.59 is, yeah, so he's going to be anywhere between 60 footballs, 50 to 60 receptions if they throw that. If they end up using him like I predict they're going to use him. Mostert's best season that he could possibly have is, I would even say 3 to 4 TDs total. 3 to 4 total TDs, 20 to 29 receptions, 300 to 400 yards. Shaking in my boots. Let's check the cuff board. Where I haven't organized it yet, but where's Mostert? Shouldn't he be at the top? Maybe Jeanty's the cuff to Mostert. Unbelievable. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Unbelievable. BBQ dropping another gifted membership. Appreciate you. First dropping the $50 hauler, now the $2 hauler. And yes, we'll be live T-minus about 2 hours, so we won't be here much longer. But Mostert has 111 receptions total in 9 years. Thank you, BBQ. I almost called you Mostert. Thank you, BBQ. Thank you, Mostert. Thank you, BBQ. This is such a stupid piece of news. It really is. And I, part of me likes going, I'm not going to lie. When I saw this, I'm like, ooh, live stream topic. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a moron. I know what I'm doing here. Someone might call this clickbait. It's not clickbait because it's the questions are there. People are DMing me on this. These are legitimate questions. I'm getting not asked by one person, bombarded by Bobby's bombarding me. And I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a long time. This is a topic that everybody wanted to hear about. Don't pretend this isn't something you didn't want to hear me come in and make sure I cleared the air real quickly on, because this stupid report comes out where it's like, he'll be the primary 3rd down back. The primary 3rd round back? Are you out of your mind? Even if he starts off week 1 that way, sure. I'm okay with that. Like I said, Jeanty's learning everything. It's okay. It's okay if he's not the primary 3rd down back until week 4, because you're avoiding rookie walls the less work you give someone in the early part of the year. So no one's concerned about Mostert being the long-term primary down back. And so what if he started week 1 in the 3rd down role? He's injured by week 2 or 3 and Jeanty's ready to go. In a healthy year, he's not catching more than 20 to 29 receptions. Jeanty's getting you what Bucky did, probably guaranteed. As long as Jeanty's healthy, how could he not? Jeanty didn't get really starter touches until double-digit weeks. And Jeanty's getting starter work from day 1. So he's going to be on the field, and they're not going to take him off. And so if you think that Jeanty can't catch 47 footballs if Bucky did, and Bucky didn't get starter touches until double-digit weeks, again, I've got an imaginary bridge that needs a home right here, and I'll just give it to you. I don't even have to sell it to you. 2 phone calls, and then we're out of here.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Sound the alarm. Sound the alarm, Smitty. We're in some trouble here. We're in some trouble.
Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Jeanty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Jeanty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks.
All right, I'll take two phone calls here, and then we'll move on, and I'll see you all in the afternoon show. I'll probably talk a little bit about this. I know, I try not to beat a dead horse on a topic, but this is the 8 p.m. show is the news show, so we'll probably touch a little bit on this, but it won't be long. 901, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Smitty? It's Mike from San Diego.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, just real quick. I think we got to check Jeanty's top 5 status his rookie year. Just because of the rookie wall and how things go for situations like
No,
that.
I don't.
And,
no, I don't. No, I don't. We don't
Well-
need to do anything. I don't agree with you. We don't need to do anything.
Of course not.
Mike, you're coming in here a little hot. You're coming in here a little hot. Say, I think we need to check the top 5 running back. How many times have you not got Jeanty in a draft? Is this where this is coming from? Did you not land Jeanty? You don't own Jeanty. You don't own Jeanty. Anybody that owns Jeanty would not come in here and say this. You'd be so excited about it. You'd be biasly in favor of it. There's no way. You don't have Jeanty. You have 0 Jeanty shares. You don't.
It's not true, Smitty.
I don't think so, Mike. I don't see how you could call. I don't see how you could call in here and say this if you had Jeanty in your team. You'd be too amped. You'd be so biasly in favor of him having a top 5 running back season. But you can't say rookie wall. This. Go ahead.
I don't think you could. My gripe with Jeanty is the fact that you had him over Derrick Henry, who I think has the best situation out of all the running backs. I think that's more of my gripe. It's not that Jeanty's not top 10 or even worse top 5. Derrick Henry to me in his sleep
You did, but you did say, but your opening had nothing to do with Henry. Now it has something to do with Henry. Your opening said we can't have him in the top 5.
You attacked me, Smitty.
I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking the stance of that you don't. We got to, like you said, guys, gather around. We got to not expect top 5. Gather around. We need to calm down on this top 5 running back Jeanty stuff. That's what you came in with, hot from the jump, bro. And your rationale was that he hit a rookie wall, which certainly happens to players, but you don't think that a rookie wall for Jeanty is less of a chance, or a small rookie wall, because he could break through 1 or 2 weeks.
5,
Hold on. You're
telling
telling me you're less worried about that, or you're less worried about a Derrick Henry injury or breakdown than you are a rookie wall?
For Derrick Henry specifically in that situation, absolutely. With Ashton Jeanty, absolutely.
So why?
I don't see how we think Derrick Henry is just going to fall off this year.
What do you mean you don't see how? What do you mean you don't see how? It's very evident as to how. Hold on, let me merge this call. It's very evident as to how. This is not a. You're acting like we're scratching our heads here. You're acting like we're scratching our heads here, going, how in the hell could Derrick Henry fall off? This is a crazy idea and concept. Bro, Derrick Henry's fall off is literally right in front of us. It's a matter of, are we maybe 1 year early, or is this it? There's no, Henry's going to last forever. He's just built different. He's going to go until he's 65 years old.
You go year to year.
I know, and so for you to be saying that the Derrick Henry drop-off is a way less risky proposition than a Jeanty, the most generational running back to come out of college, maybe ever, but since Barry Sanders, Barkley. What did Barkley do as a rookie? I don't understand why Jeanty can't do, since he's almost a better prospect than Barkley coming out of college. How could he not do what Barkley did? How are you scared of a rookie wall? Running backs are notoriously in this category of top 5-ish running backs. And you come in saying we gotta guys, everybody gather around. We gotta slow down on this Jeanty top 5 nonsense.
Who was the last rookie?
Go Derrick Henry. Let me ask you this. Look, that question, even if that question was something that I wanted to dig into, I don't need to, because Jeanty is literally the 1, 2, or 3 overall running back this year in 2025 as a rookie. I don't even need to go to 5. He's in the top 3 or 4, not top 5. But even if we were to attack this the way you're trying to attack it, where's Jeanty getting drafted and where's Henry getting drafted? Because the entire world disagrees with you. Like you guys, we got to be careful about what we're doing here. The whole world, the ADP data shows you Henry is nowhere near Jeanty's value.
I think the hype is getting to people. I think people look at the shiny new object and they're like, man, this guy, this old toy we've been using for the past 10 years is no good. Let's throw it to the side. This toy here has a Kruger functionality, so we all want to play with the new toy.
Well, you're by yourself. You're by yourself, that's for sure.
It's a lonely island, man. But
yeah, I'm sure it is.
With Henry, so for Henry, let's just stop with the age. My thing with him is just the situation. Him in Baltimore, even let's say he does decline. What's the decline for Henry? I mean, what
not being able to get through the hole, bro. Not being able to get through the hole. You don't get through the hole in the NFL.
Not too long ago, but 4 or 5 months ago.
Bro,
I mean,
once the decline happens, it looks like you're running in mud. It looks like you're running in mud. And there have been times in the last 2 years where Derrick Henry has hit a place where it looks like he's done. He's had several games in a row that look like he's toast, bro. When you don't get him when you don't get him in open space. Yes, in Baltimore, go look at the game logs. When you get him in open space and get him momentum, he can't be stopped. And Baltimore did a very good job, as we talked about when he went to Baltimore. As he's slowing down, you have to get him in places where he can gain momentum and he can't be tackled by 1 or 2 guys once he gets going. But there are times where he looks like he's running in mud, and it's tough. It's tough sledding until they get in the 3rd or 4th quarter and the defense is worn down, and then he can't be tackled, which is part of his game. That's part of his allure, and that's part of how you use Derrick Henry. But, bro, that is slowly coming to an end, and it's going to be very painful for people to watch. Just like it was painful to watch Emmitt Smith in a Cardinal uniform. Bro, as a Cardinal fan, watching Emmitt Smith getting handed to us at the end of his career was so painful to watch. It's like, this guy can't even do anything. Or when Marshall Faulk slowed down, or when any running back, Adrian Peterson, lingering in the league for a while, and it's like, man, he still can look kind of good, but like he's not doing anything. It's gonna happen. Henry's fall off is closer than Ashton Jeanty's concern that you have. I promise you that. I'm not saying
that, but if we're looking at a 1-year window, is what I'm.
I'm talking about 2025. I'm talking about 2025. The odds of Henry dropping off are far greater than Jeanty failing you as a top 5 running back, bro. It's like, this is not even close. Well, you can disagree all you want. The entire world disagrees with you. Everyone's over on this side of the fence. I mean, you came in hot on the phone line, bro. You're like, we gotta calm down on this Ashton Jeanty top 5 running back nonsense. Gibbs, Bijan. Hold on. I know it's your thing. You've been saying it, but Gibbs, Bijan, Barkley. Let's just say. Tell me who you. So Henry, is Henry 4 for you? Who's 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So who's 5?
I would say Bucky.
Okay, I don't hate that. Okay, so where's Jeanty?
To me, I would put Jeanty at 6 to 7.
Okay, so you called into a show to say we got to calm down with the top 5 running back value when you rank him 6.
6 to 8. I say 6 to 8.
Now it's 6 to 8
because of the rate. Yes, the Raiders situation. I mean, if you look at all of those guys, Bijan, Gibbs, Henry, Barkley, all of their teams are loaded. They have solid defenses. their situations 10, 20 times better than Ashton Jeanty's. They're gonna.
I mean, you can say that, bro. But what the Raiders are cooking up is going to be pretty deceptively good. They're in a way going to be putting Jeanty in the same positions and potential for success than Bucky is in Tampa. It's just built very differently. It's constructed very differently. And you got Bowers that's just keeping defenses completely honest. There's decent wide receivers to boot on that. And you got, Geno's efficient. He's not some world star, but he's super efficient and he can throw the ball. So teams won't be, just like let Geno try and win it. They'll be like, okay, we got to stop Bowers. Jeanty's going to be really hard to just stack 8-man fronts against over and over, bro. It's not going to be that easy. And not to mention,
Smitty,
it's
not even
effective.
The rest of the teams in front of him are just way better. That's all I'm saying. The teams in front of the Raiders are just way better.
I don't know how to convince you on this. You're in your own world, on your own island with Wilson, and we'll leave you be for now. When you want to come back to the mainland, let me know. We'll send a boat to come pick you up. And we won't judge you. We'll just pick you up and you'll just be sitting there quiet.
Same goes for you guys, man. I'll have the civilization built when you guys.
No, you won't. You're all by yourself with Wilson. There's no people on the island with you. You're by yourself. And when the boat breaks and you have no way to get home, when Henry's broken and you have no way to get home, we will come pick you up. And we won't say a word. We won't say a word.
Henry would break years ago.
All right. Okay. Keep using that line over and over. We'll see you at the end of the year. All right. Thanks for the the healthy debate. Later. Okay. Next phone call 619. Who's this? Is this Johnny?
Yeah, it's Johnny. Also
Johnny, you're
from
live.
San Diego.
What's up, Johnny?
Also from San Diego. I would love to play in a league against that guy. Come on, Mike.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Look, I get that Henry could be disrespected too much. I get that, but that has nothing to do with Ashton Jeanty. To come in here hot and be like, oh my God, like we need to slow down on that tells me he doesn't own Ashton Jeanty. He can say he owns him. I have no way to prove that other than to say, if you for example, if you're RJ Harvey owner, the last thing you're doing, and you could say that a lot of this is biased, but you can at least tell. I can identify it. If you're an RJ Harvey owner, the last thing you're doing in the live chat is saying JKC's in, or man, Harvey's toast. Harvey's toast with JK. You're literally blinded by the light. You're like, RJ Harvey, JK's trash. You're going to be more on that side. There's no way you're coming into a live stream that's hyping up Jeanty. And I go to the phone lines after I'm like, this guy's dropping this, and this, and you're a Jeanty owner, and you're not biasly absorbing that and going, hell yes, Smitty, do it live. Jeanty's getting 1,700 rushing yards. Screw your 1,400.
Right.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I had, God, my Biden's is kicking in. You still there?
Your what's kicking in? What?
My Biden's. When my Joe Biden's disease,
okay.
I have a thought and then I lose it.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, kid.
So I have Jeanty.
Get him, kid.
I have 114 drafts I've done on underdog so far.
Okay.
This offseason, and I don't have Henry in more than one or two of them. I have Ashton Jeanty in quite a few of them, and I had Henry last year. So, do I think Henry's a beast, and do I think if he stays healthy and plays 17 games that he'll definitely be in the top 10 running back? Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
of course.
He's older and everything else. And I will say this, LaDainian Tomlinson, he scored, he basically placed 7th in fantasy when he came in. He was what I would consider a generational talent, but Ashton Jeanty is probably a little bit better, definitely a little bit better if we're going by talent alone. And he's coming into a better situation than LaDainian came into. And the Raiders just had a pretty good draft. And you got a quarterback. And I also think that, do I think Besh is like this amazing, he's rumored to be kind of like a Puka Nakua. He throw himself out there, and Jacoby Myers doesn't drop much. Are those guys Jefferson and
all right, wrap it up.
And Lamb? No,
your Bidenism's really slowing things down.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got? Wrap it up in one sentence.
I think Jeanty's got a little bit better than Tomlinson was coming in, and I think he's got a better situation.
I agree with you. All right, hold on, Johnny. Mute yourself, recompose. Let me go back over to 804. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Nate, calling from Richmond, Virginia.
What's up, Nate? What can I do for you? You're live.
Hey, I got a quick question. It's my first year in the Superflex, right? Okay. And I got the 3rd pick. My son's got the 2nd pick, and he told me he's taking Lamar Jackson. So I'm looking at probably between Allen or JD5.
Love it.
I heard you say about a week ago that your advantage in a Superflex if you got an early pick is the quarterback.
100%.
And I'm wondering, should I go quarterback? Because in my mocks, I've been going quarterback, Bucky, and maybe a quarterback or a wide receiver in that 2-3 turn.
I think you definitely you 100% need to go with JD5, Josh Allen. Anybody that has the opportunity to even Mahomes, in my opinion. So that's my top 5-6 quarterbacks. But if you have a chance to get JD5, Josh Allen, Lamar, Hurts, Mahomes, you could throw in like another quarterback right there, depending on your valuation. Bo Nix, who I love, isn't even in that like top 5 or 6 because his value's lower. Mm-hmm. But you have an opportunity to get one of those QBs I just rattled off, and you don't. You might as well just punt the whole thing away. Like that is you're getting. It's like getting rid of your first rounder. It's ridiculous to pass on that. Every other big name
I'm definitely planning on taking one of those. Okay,
so you take one of those guys. Now I'm tempted to go Bo Nix in round 2. I really am because I love him. Mm. But can you get Fields or Dak? You said this is your first Superflex. Is your league converting to a Superflex? Are a lot of other people novice and new to Superflex? Because if they are, they're all going to be hard-pressed to grab quarterbacks early. So what you're going to see is this not look like a normal person's Superflex, normally. When the people are first-time Superflex drafters, they don't go at it the same way as a normal super. Like, everyone's really gun-shy about the early quarterback. So I think you're going to get Dak, Fields, Penix Jr. a lot later than you think. But I could be calculating that wrong, but you just can adjust and adapt as you go. My hold on real quickly. My formula to dominate Superflex, I've drafted this way on the show live whenever I do a Superflex draft in one consecutive years in a row doing it. So like practicing what I preach. You go QB in round 1, you return to non-QB in rounds 2, 3, maybe 4, and then you start looking at it again in 5, or if things get crazy, you start looking at it again in 4. But the goal is to walk out with first round non-Superflex talent in round 2. To, if you can, still try and get a first round talent in round 3 in a non-Superflex mentality. That way you're just getting the cream of the crop at all those positions. You got your QB covered. You're saying Superflex, which means it's not mandatory to QB. It's optional. And so you're covered here. You're not trying to play the game without having 2 QBs because it is a strategic advantage, but it is a super flex, not a mandatory 2 QB. So you can play with things a little bit differently. But bro, you land a Penix Jr. or a Fields or a Bo Nix in round 3 or round 4, you're going to clean up the league. Because of these advantages you're going to have with these non-QBs in rounds 2 and 3. That's my strategy. I do deviate and go Bo Nix in round 2 on occasion, or some other quarterback falls like Mahomes that shouldn't have. Like, let's say you take JD5 and Mahomes is there. You have to take him. And you might see that because these guys are uncomfortable drafting early quarterback because they've never done it yet. Some of them.
Well, I've been the conversations. Everybody's new to it, and the conversations that I've been having with everybody together, everybody's kind of panicking, like, "Oh man, quarterbacks is going to be gone." So I have a feeling that they're going to swing quarterbacks, bang, bang, bang off the board.
They say that, bro, but when you're put to the test and you're sitting in round 2 and Jahmyr Gibbs is there, when you're sitting in round 2 and got BTJ at the bottom of round 2, you'll be surprised you get this thing that takes over, and you're not used to pushing that desire or urge to draft a non-quarterback when you know you need to draft a QB here. It makes people do crazy things. But yeah, my prediction is that they won't resist more times than not. But if I'm wrong, you're still going to be able to get Penix Jr., Fields, or Dak later and just adjust in round 3. There's no way you don't have an option in round 3. You know who was also the best second quarterback to get in Superflex? And my Superflex video is coming out, is Cam Ward. Cam Ward is probably, and this will be my Superflex video, not to spoil it, but the league winner in Superflex is Cam Ward. And every year there's a quarterback that is a league winner in Superflex. Mm-hmm. Every year. And we had Penix Jr. as one of those guys last year, and it didn't come to fruition until the end of the year. So sometimes, and I'm not saying he was the only one, but there are other players that are league winners that you grab. Cam Ward, because he's a rookie, probably falls to at least the 3rd round, probably the 4th round. In a grandma league setting, maybe the 5th round, but you're probably going to get him at least in round 3. So as you adjust and adapt to the way everyone's panicking on QB, you should be able to swing right in and grab Cam Ward, bro. And you got a top of round 3 pick, so you can easily make this happen if you get in panic mode. Cam Ward would be a fantastic 3rd round pick if everyone's scooping up QBs. Do it live, bro.
All right. I've been thinking about it. Yeah. I was thinking about Cam Ward because I like the stack of catching really late in the draft, and he's not even have to be really a starter, but that could have been a stack that could have performed that nobody thought about. I was really thinking about that.
Bro, this is the strategy right here, okay? So round 1, you're taking JD5 or Allen. Round 2, you're getting probably, I mean, have you mocked it? Who are you coming up with? Is Gibbs or Jeanty or Lamb?
I'm punching the Bucky button. A lot on 2 because in the mock, a lot of those top wide receivers have been gone, and I'm coming down to either Nico or Drake. Sometimes I was drafting it.
But you got to listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to grab a 1st-round player, bro, in round 2. Listen to what I'm saying. In round 2, you want to have, in a non-Superflex environment, a round 1 player in round 2. In round 3, you want to have a round 2 player in a non-Superflex in round 3. It's kind of your answer key in safeguard and like checkpoint is, are you drafting smartly? If you're grabbing, Bucky goes in round 2 in a non-Superflex. If you're grabbing Bucky in 2 and not in 3, you're not taking advantage of the fact that you're getting 1st-round value in non-Superflex formats. You're stacking positions, bro. So you got to try and find 1st-round talent in this round 2 and then find 2nd-round talent in this round 3. In a non-Superflex mindset, you start not getting that advantage. That's how you're going to fall behind in the Superflex draft. You can get Bucky in 3, bro. You don't think you can because we love Bucky, and you're seeing me say round 2 in non-Superflex. In Superflex, bro, 8 or 9 quarterbacks are being added ahead of Bucky Irving's ADP, and now that shoves him from mid-round 2 to mid-round 3. Our Hunter's a round 4 player in non-Superflex. He's now a round 5 or 6 player in Superflex. You need to walk out with JD5 and a Lamb or a Gibbs or a Jeanty. If Jeanty's going number 9 in a non-Superflex, in Superflex, 7, 8, 9 quarterbacks bump him down to maybe your pick. Maybe not. Maybe right here you miss him. But you have to try and think who's 1st-round capable, bro. And then this 3rd-rounder, who's 2nd-round capable. You might, in Superflex drafts, I've drafted 3 players, or drafted my quarterback, and then 2 players that actually were 1st-round players in non-Superflex in this 3rd and 2nd-round spot. All right, I got to go, bro. Appreciate you. Work on it.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, pal. Joel, final thoughts. And Johnny, I hung up on you on accident. If you got something else, you can call in real quick. Go ahead, Joel. You're live.
Yeah, just quick thoughts. I agree with you on Jeanty. He's going to be a top 5 running back. He's going to get the volume, especially the 2nd half of the year. First 2 weeks might not it might not go according to plan, but it's a long season, and the talent's there.
And I think it will go to plan in week 1, 2, 3. I think people are.
I think.
Will he get more work? Yeah.
Could have a good season.
Yeah, he could have 90 and 1 TD and 3 catches for 19 yards or something like that. That could be his week 1 outing or something. I'm not saying we will be sitting here going, man, I can't wait to see the 110 and 2 TD game. Of course he's gonna, but who knows? He could have that in week 1. I really don't know. But yeah, his value will go up as the season moves along. Mostert will get in. The onus will go on Jeanty, not the entire running back room, once you get through and they ease him in. But yeah, it's crazy to me that people are no offense to.
Jeanty he has one bad week in the first 3 weeks. I think it could be good for his value. And you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Right? You could trace one. So I think at the Patriots might be a little hard week 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He'll be good.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
I'll catch you later. Yep.
I drafted Ashton Jeanty. Well, Johnny, that's because you are a smart man. All right, we are out of here. I'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's about an hour and a half from now. See you all later. Appreciate you. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Additionally, live whenever big news breaks like this show. Live midnights. Don't forget to get on over to the Patreon, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. It's like a cup of coffee. Just try it out. Maybe you'll love it. It's a 365 live chat environment. I just dropped the link. I'll pin the link right now in the live chat. This is where we all hang out. And after every show, like right now, I'm heading over to the Patreon right now. In fact, I'll type right now in the Patreon. And I'm going to ask a question about this one. Thoughts on the Jeanty live stream? Boom. I'm in there right now live chatting with everybody that's on the Patreon. It's such a great group. Always there to help people trade ideas. During games, we're packed in there going, touchdown, you see that? Oh my God, he just got people like, no, wait, I didn't see it yet. Who scored? What's going on with A-Chan? Why isn't A-Chan on the field? I saw him on the field 2 plays ago. You're fine. Okay, I'm only watching the red zone. That's how the conversation is the entire day. It's amazing. It's the best place to hang out. See you all tonight at 8 p.m. Appreciate you. Thank you for my super chats. Thank you, BBQ. Thank you for the doubles. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate everybody.